Hello. You find me recording this introductory message safely locked down at home in the midst of the C-19 crisis. Frankly, it's a welcome break from the non-stop Zoom and Teams calls which characterise this new normal. Now, we all know that the pandemic will eventually come to an end, and many lessons will be learned which will help us to minimise the impact of future diseases. Unfortunately, those lessons will come too late to be of much comfort for those unlucky people who have suffered with the virus, or worse, for those whose loved ones have, in the words of the Prime Minister, been taken too soon. My thoughts, and I'm sure yours, go out to them at this difficult time. Now, important though it is to wait for the official review of what went right and what went wrong in the battle against COVID-19, there are many lessons which are staring us in the face and on which we can act right now. I'd like to discuss two. The first is that we are all equal. Ribonucleic acid has proven that by being no respecter of rank or privilege. A coronavirus doesn't ask where you went to school or what your father does before penetrating your body's cells and beginning its potentially deadly work. Prince or pauper, Prime Minister or paramedic, we are, in the sentiment of the hashtag, all in it together. The second lesson is that talent really matters. At a time when evil, or at best ignorant, forces prowl the internet promoting balmy theories and bogus cures, we sensible people rely on the calm analysis and advice of experts to steer us to safety. Which brings me to PTI and Dan's vision. It's so simple. There are large numbers of people in our country who, because they weren't dealt a strong hand at birth, or because of bad luck or a bad decision along the way, find themselves unable to fulfill anything like their true potential. Now that's bad news for them, obviously, but it's also bad news for society. As COVID has shown, we need all of the talent available to be able to ensure human life continues to advance in the face of man-made and natural threats. For me, the beauty of Dan's vision is that duality. PTI exists to help individuals attain their promise and, note the emphasis, thereby help society to approach its potential. This manifests itself in PTI's structure. The whole concept of pooling the resources of many businesses to amplify our impact is not only genius, it embodies the very principles of community action. And communities are built on the firm foundation of reciprocity. We help others not only because it is the right thing to do, but because it gives us pleasure. In Dan's world, we enjoy helping others. It's not just a duty, it's a delight. Now, I'd be the first to acknowledge that I'm one of life's lucky people. I and my family are healthy. I'm privileged to live in a house with more than enough space and the technology needed to make lockdown bearable. And in contrast to so many, my employment has survived the pandemic's poison pretty much unscathed. But these are the consequences of history and of intervention. The reason I consider myself to be one of life's lucky people is because at almost every dangerous twist or turn in my adventure, from the tough realities as the child of a single parent growing up in the back streets of Nottingham to Her Majesty's Lord Lieutenant, her personal representative in the largest county in her realm, something or someone has intervened to save or promote me. And that is why I'm so keen to give back. I consider it to be a sacred duty for those of us with more than our fair allocation of luck to share it with those who are less fortunate. And it's why I am so proud to have been chosen by Dan to help him to turn his vision into a sustained force for good. But there is another reason for my enthusiasm. There is something quintessentially British about PTI. It resonates with our national values which have seen us come together so dramatically to thank the brave NHS staff and volunteers who are risking their own health in the interests of the rest of us. Values which drove the public response to Captain Tom Moore's NHS thank you appeal, which bust through his modest £1,000 target by tens of thousands of percent. Values which drove the British Army to provide a guard of honour from the 1st Battalion Yorkshire Regiment to mark Captain Tom's 100th lap of his garden. And values which will be on display again when a group of aircraft enthusiasts deliver on their threat to celebrate Captain Tom's 100th birthday with a fly past in a Spitfire. To bring it all together, I can think of no better way of ending than to quote from the Queen's recent TV broadcast, in which she said, "I hope in the years to come, everyone will be able to take pride in how they responded to this challenge. And those who come after us will say that the Britons of this generation were as strong as any, that the attributes of self-discipline, of quiet, good-humoured resolve, and of fellow feeling still characterise this country. The pride in who we are is not a part of our past, it defines our present and our future." Dan, you and PTI are the very embodiment of her words. Thank you.